I worked in Allison Bell's lab, and we studied sperm-mediated effects of predation risk on reproduction in male three-spine sticklebacks. There have been previous studies that conclude that male exposure to predation risk prior to fertilization impact their offspring. So what we wanted to know was whether sperm-mediated effects exist in three-spine sticklebacks and how many generations those effects persist. So what we did was fertilized a generation of lab-reared sticklebacks in vitro to eliminate any behavioral effects, just to isolate the sperm-mediated effects. It was definitely something that I have never experienced before. I was in the Navy for 8 years prior to this, so it was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed it. It allowed me to experience things that I wouldn't have otherwise done. So I've experienced a lot of different things. So I was kind of trained to be flexible. So going someplace new and working with brand new people was familiar for me, but being in the place actually made it a little bit nerve-wracking because I wasn't familiar with anything. And I think that feeling of, I don't know, just anxiety, over the period or over the course of the summer, it just diminished slowly. So by the end of it, I just felt like, oh, okay, I'm back in the lab. Yeah. And it felt pretty normal, I think. My lab mentor was Erica Carlson, and she was pretty much my first contact within the lab. And on my first day, or pretty much my first week there, she was the one that introduced me to everything. She's the one that familiarized me with the protocols and how everything in the experiment was ran, and she introduced me to everyone else in the lab, and she made me feel very comfortable in a place that I wasn't comfortable. So she was very cool, very cool. It is very inspiring. Where I'm from, nobody really cares to understand anything in the science field, so it was nice to be surrounded by people who care about the same things that you care about. So it was awesome.